Okay, Nailsby's not here. We're going to move on to the next guest. Everybody just do give us a minute, y'all. Really just looking for one Trump supporter to come up here and have a debate with us. What's going on? Why has the live stream today just been so insane? Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, why are you doxing people for? You see that video on Destiny?
I don't think I've doxed anyone. Would you like to define doxing?
Yeah, fucking tell everybody to go fucking call CPS on their kids.
Okay, that's not a definition of doxing. Define doxing.
Putting someone's personal information on the internet.
Okay, great. In accordance with the definition of doxing that you just gave, I literally.
You see the video Destiny posted about you?
I'm sure he had some reaction. I'm sure he did. Now,
did you see it?
I didn't. Do you mind if I speak?
You didn't see it?
No, I didn't. Of course, I didn't watch.
It made you look like a freaking dumbass.
Well, I mean, I hope Destiny go watches my new video, right? Anyways, I'm sure that my new video will make him look like a freaking dumbass if he was defending the police.
How?
Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and finish responding. Can I ask you to not interrupt me? Is it possible to have a conversation where you're not interrupting me and I'm not interrupting you, Rana? Because if you're going to come up here and accuse me of a literal crime, I think I should be able to speak, right? Right, Rana?
Sure, go ahead.
Phenomenal. So you define doxing as sharing private information publicly on the internet, right?
Okay, let me rephrase. Not doxing. You were telling people to call CPS on him. Why did you do that?
I didn't even have to combat your argument. You just conceded it. You just conceded it without me even giving you a counter argument.
You tried your hardest. You tried your hardest. He wouldn't give you his name though.
I can't believe that. You come up here. One moment, Rana. Stop talking. You come up here. You accuse me of a crime. I'm like, I want you to define this crime. And without me even giving you any pushback, you just conceded and you're saying, moving on, Dean. You didn't do that.
You tried though.
Oh, now you're saying that I tried to dox him.
Yeah, you said, what's your name? What's your real name?
Wait. So you're saying if he gave me his name, that would have been me doxing him?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Rana, what is your name?
You're like, look at it.
Wait.
There you go again, trying to dox people again.
So I just want to clarify. If I ask you what your name is and you tell me what your name is, I doxed you.
Yes.
Ask me what my name is.
You could have a fake name.
No, just real quick. Ask me what my name is.
Everybody knows your name is Dean, bro.
No, you doxed me!
What are you talking about? You could have a different last name.
You just doxed me. Why did you just dox me?
Why are you asking for that guy's name then? Why'd you ask for that guy's name?
Dude, Rana, why did you just dox me?
Why did you ask for that guy's name?
I'll answer your question once you answer mine. Why did you just dox me?
I didn't dox you.
Yes, you did. You said my name was Dean.
I didn't say your last name.
Oh, okay. So if you say my last name.
Okay. So why did you ask that guy for his name?
Wait, Rana, look up here.
Why did you ask that guy for his name?
No, you just looked at my full name. You doxed me.
That could be a fake last name. What are you talking about?
All right. Well, okay. I'll be.
Why'd you ask that guy for his name?
Yeah, no, I'll tell you.
Because you were trying to dox him,
because of my conversation with him. Listen. No. I didn't try to dox him. I didn't dox him.
Bro, Destiny clowned the shit out of you.
Oh my goodness Christ! You were still interrupting me. Do you want me to actually explain my perspective of things, or do you just want to come up here and say words?
Go ahead.
Phenomenal. Thank you so much. No, I didn't dox him. I didn't try to dox him. I didn't want to dox him. Okay. What I particularly asked my chat to do is to take and find public information and then privately report it to local CPS authorities and then explicitly ask them to not publish it on the internet or spam it in my chats. By no legal classification of doxing did what I did to that guest meet the classification of. Now, you could say that you disagree. That's an argument, but you just can't say that it's doxing because the claim that it's doxing, legally speaking, is abundantly false. Doxing is going to be either taking private information and sharing it publicly on the internet, or even like some public information and sharing it on the internet with an intention of malice or harm. Okay, but that's not what I did. I asked people to find public information and privately take it to local CPS authorities, not posted it on the internet, not with an intention of malice or harm, but like literally an intention of wanting to look out for children's safety. Now that we've determined that it's not doxing, yeah, of course. Now that we've determined that it wasn't doxing, do I like regret that? Do I regret like telling my chat to find public information and take it to local CPS authorities? Yeah, I do. I shouldn't have done that. I don't think that was the appropriate or adequate response. I think that there's about a billion better ways that I could have responded. Okay? Yeah, I'll take accountability for that. But on the flip side, like these parents absolutely were signaling very heavy red flags. I mean, the parents did explicitly suggest on 4 or 5 different occasions that parents have the ability to consent and permit for their child to be exploited by other adults. And in fact, they even reference the exploitation of young children, such as a 65-year-old man looking at the naked body of a 13-year-old girl as a business transaction that benefits the old man and benefits the girl. As well as they denied that the creation of child porn is exploitation of children, given the example of Brooke Shields, posing in front of a camera without a shirt on, covering her breasts when she was 15, as not exploitation. And somebody else on the call even called it art. Okay, those are very obvious, creepy red
When did you
flags.
mention a business transaction?
No,
When?
that's what his wife mentioned.
That's what his wife mentioned. What are you talking about? So if somebody
So
goes
you just don't know
into
the
a doctor,
context.
so someone goes into a doctor with
And
their child. Is that wrong? If he consents, like, does he have to? Does his child have to consent for him to see his below the waist? Like,
right.
where's the consent there?
So I think it's okay for
That's what Destiny was making the video
So
about from you.
I think that it's okay for medical health professionals to perform medical checkups on children because it is in the best interests of the child. So that's typically how we would delegate and understand parental control over children. Is the
where's the
parents do
consent?
have a lot of control over their children, insofar as doing what is best for that child. And taking a child to medical health checkups, and that being performed by licensed practicing medical health professionals in a professional setting. That absolutely is what is best for that child. Okay, but for you to equivocate a medical health checkup on a child to an older man literally taking advantage of and exploiting a 13-year-old naked girl in a changing room at a beauty pageant is absolutely suable. Disgusting and deplorable, Rana. Like, do you want to listen? Do you want to listen to what the husband and wife had to say? Because I say we listen to it, and then I want you to go ahead and defend them. And when you do defend them, you're going to be a really bad person. So the other day when we were talking at the start of the conversation, the very first thing that was said was, here's Donald Trump walking into the changing rooms of these naked teens. And what was your first response to that?
Did the parents give consent? Did they allow it?
Goatman, precisely. I don't think that a parent can allow for their underage teen to be perved on.
You don't think, or that's the law? There's a difference.
There's a wife. You don't think, or it's a law? In response to me saying, I don't think parents can allow for their naked underage teenagers to be perved on. That's exactly what I said. Her response was to deny it.
What's the law?
Wait, are you? So no, that's actually not the law. It is.
What is the law, Dean? What is the age of consent? What is the law?
We're talking about teenagers under 18 here.
Right, and they don't have the legal authority to make that consent. So whose responsibility is it then? Who is it? Is it God? It's not God. Who is it?
So the child can't consent to sex, and the parent can't consent to the child having sex.
So where does the consent fall?
And now she's defending her possessing custodial rights, consent, and permission on behalf of the children to have the child be sexually exploited, even in the context of engaging in sex with an older adult.
Because
nobody.
When you go to the doctor's office, when kids go on field trips, who's signing the papers?
And then the mom in this video just made the same equivocation you did, saying that sexually exploiting your children is just like taking your child to the doctor's office. Very harmful pedophilic rhetoric.
Are you saying
that's
not the
child? From my research, statements from the girl specifically that he went and saw it in the changing room said that it was more transactional than anything. If anything, because these girls are competing against each other, they went to Donald Trump when he was back there to get some sort of not promotion, but to get some sort of feedback and transactional advice from the guy because he's a business.
Chat, stop spamming that in my chat. Stop spamming that in there. We'll do without that for now. We'll see what Rana says, and then I'll just probably kick him if he can.
Yeah, because your chat's lunatics just like you.
You understand that I've woken up to death threats and allegations of being a pedophile for the last 3 days? Who the fuck?
Yeah, because you try to dox somebody for some.
This is exactly what these women that were back there have said on BuzzFeed. I've seen it. I read it.
What do you mean it was transactional when he's walking
were
on a
trying
naked
to
teenage girl?
get-
So this is where the wife defends that it's transactional.
It was
What's
transactional in a
about it?
business sense. It was
Okay, can you
transactional in
explain
a
that to us?
business. Yes, I can, because Trump is a businessman. He has a huge persona, publicly business essential. The girls were trying to get his input and get him to like promote or like give them advice.
So I just played you 2 minutes. We could listen to the other 3.5 minutes if you want. But everything that we know so far is that this husband and wife thinks that they retain the ability to permit for their child to be sexually exploited by older men, and they think that it is a transaction where both the older man would find benefit as well as a child would find benefit.
She doesn't know what she's talking about. She has no clue what she's talking about. But is your allegations that Trump did this with underage girls, right?
Right.
That's your claim?
We're obviously not talking about that right now.
Where's the proof? Where's the proof that they were teens though?
I'll
Where's the proof at?
happily give you that proof, but that's not the conversation we're having right now. Because the conversation we're having right now, Rana, is like very specific, and it's how you think that these parents were like innocent, good fathers and mothers that like didn't demonstrate like these red flags of being just absolutely insane and very bad parents. So do you want to respond to that, or do you still like defend these parents?
Yeah, I said she doesn't know what she's talking about.
So do you agree that like these parents? Like,
Well, hey, that's a
exhibiting,
good
like, red
that's a
flags?
good reason to that's a good reason to try to call CPS.
do-
though. Sure, Dean. Sure,
Damn.
call CPS on him. Get his information, get his real name, his full name, and get facial recognition, and go find him and go call CPS on him. Dean.
So your position
Good
is
job.
your position
Good
is
job.
now even extended beyond mine, because I've once again I've said that I think I made a wrong move of telling my chat to find public information and privately take it to local CPS authorities. Now, after you listen to the 2 minutes of everything they have to say,
you apologize now?
now you're
Dean?
actually defending
You
that original
apologize
position
now?
as well. Now you're actually saying that was a good reason. So you
You're
just completely
apologizing now,
changed your
Dean?
mind, right?
What, that it was a good reason to go call CPS on him?
No, you're saying
No.
that you think that's a good reason.
No, I'm not.
Okay. All right. So what are we debating?
So you said that. Where's your proof that those were teens that Trump was talking about?
Yeah, for
Where's your
sure.
proof?
Yeah, for sure. It would be the teenagers that like talked about the fact that he did this and the fact that he admitted to doing
Teenagers
this.
that talked about who?
Yeah, for sure. Like Victoria. Victoria is now a 35 or 40-year-old woman. In the 90s, she was a 16, 17-year-old teenager that competed in Miss Teen USA, as that's a pageant that he owned. And she's come up on this live before and talked a lot about how he would just walk backstage while they were naked.
Did he own regular 18 and over pageants?
Yeah, he owned both.
Dean?
So the obvious
Oh,
assumption
so
would
how
be
do
that
you
he
know
did
that
this to both
Victoria was part of
teenagers.
the? How do you know Victoria wasn't part of any one of those?
Because she said that
Like,
she was.
how do you know? How do you
part
know
of Miss Teen
Donald
USA?
Trump wasn't talking about? Why do you just correlate? Oh, teen to Donald Trump. Why couldn't it be him talking about the 18 and over?
Because the people that were the teens said that this happened to them. Multiple.
What happened to them, Dean? What happened to them?
They were getting undressed in their changing rooms, and Donald Trump walked backstage and looked at them.
That doesn't happen all the time. What are you talking about?
Okay,
Does that not happen all the time, Dean?
Okay, well, if that happens all the time, all that means is that child exploitation happens all the time.
Child exploitation.
Yeah.
So then shut down all the teen pageants then.
Yeah, I mean, if
That's what we should do.
If older adult men are walking into the changing rooms where there's these naked undressed teenagers and like these women are girls only spaces, and this is happening at like all of these teenage beauty pageants, we absolutely should shut them all down, and we should prosecute every single one.
But to
of the old
sit
men
here
that
and
did
say that Trump was perving on teens is you have no basis to say that.
Yeah, my basis to say
You don't know if he was talking about the 18 and over pageants.
Well,
You have no clue.
I'd say that the best idea of what he was talking about in that clip would probably be a culmination of all of these pageants, including Miss Teen
No,
USA.
you just don't like him, so
So-
then you're going to
so-
refer to teens.
No, I have reasons.
That's
to
the
believe
only
this.
thing.
I'm trying to give you my reasons to believe this, but you're just interrupting me while I'm trying to give them to you. Why is that? Do you not want to be proven wrong?
Because you're just a lunatic.
Right. So you would rather just falsely label me as a lunatic instead of giving me an
You are a
opportunity to give
lunatic.
you the proof. Because you just want to live in this bubble of an
Dean,
echo chamber
Dean.
where you're just having all of your biases reaffirmed 24/7, and you think whatever beliefs you find to be the case just get to draw reality to whatever you want reality to be. Okay. And even if I possess evidence that your version of reality, your dictation and your beliefs here are wrong, okay, because we've had like multiple of the contestants at Miss Teen USA that were 15, 16, and 17 talk about how Donald Trump would walk backstage, and Donald Trump's own admission of walking backstage and looking at the naked women and girls on the Howard Stern show. What are you going to do? You're just going to ignore all that? And then you're going to call anybody that doesn't ignore all that a lunatic? I just want to clarify that your mindset is to call anybody that doesn't ignore these facts a lunatic.
Dean, give me the proof he was talking about teens. Donald Trump in that interview was talking about teens.
Yeah, the inductive
Give
proof.
me the proof of that.
Yeah, that would be the fact that we've had like 5 or 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10 of these
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
testify.
You just first went from 1 to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, because you have Victoria as well as everybody.
What the
in
fuck
the
are you
BuzzFeed
talking
article.
about, dude?
No,
this is why I say you're a lunatic.
Now you're misrepresenting what I said. I gave you one specific example of one specific person, but this doesn't mean that this one specific person exists in a larger set of more people. Like, for instance, if I tell you about my mom and I'm like, this is my mom's specific name, this is my mom's specific age, does this indicate that my mom is my only family member? No, just because I give you specifics on one member of my family doesn't mean that's the only member of my family. So earlier, just because I gave you specifics of one of the women that have publicly spoken about how when they were a teenager, Donald Trump walked backstage while they were naked, this doesn't mean that that's the only member of the group that had Donald Trump walk backstage while they were naked and undressed in their changing rooms while they were underage. And then even to your point about maybe he was talking about the women. Okay, I think he was talking about both. This was probably an examination of all the times that he's done this, not just at Miss Teen USA, but also at Miss USA.
About both.
It's all,
right.
that's always
Switch
been what I've said.
Right. No, it's not what you always say.
That's
no,
what
it's
that's
not.
what I said 30 seconds ago.
You specifically say Teen USA every single time.
So
every single time it's
I immediately go to Miss Teen USA because obviously when I'm having these short form conversations with guests such as you, it's significantly more exacerbated and terrible. Just like your intuitions when we're talking about Donald Trump doing this to minors compared to adults. See, like when I just bring up the point about him doing it to minors, okay, you can't rebuttal that at all. But I just have a feeling that you're like such a POS that for whatever reason you're just okay with it if it's adults.
I am rebuttaling right now. I'm saying prove that he was specifically talking about teens, and you can't do that.
Wait, so I've
now
given
you're
you
saying now you're saying it could have been both.
I've given you evidence that he did this to teens, and that the clip was likely talking about all the times that he's done
18 and over. How about it could have just been 18 and over? How about that one?
Why
you don't say that.
Yeah, for sure. The reason why it couldn't have just been...
No, you don't say that. You only say teen.
The reason
every
that it
single
couldn't,
time.
The reason that it couldn't have just been 18 or over is because then we wouldn't have had 10 of these teens testify that he did it to them.
Now there was 10 teens testifying. Where were they testifying?
Yeah, for sure.
Where?
Victoria has testified on my live.
Yes,
publicly,
it's the same one you keep mentioning over and over.
Well, I'm giving you a set of people. You have to let me finish my
Could have just been one lunatic from your chat again.
Oh my God. Yeah, one lunatic from my chat. Yo, well, then go to literally Google her name and you could find pictures of her with Donald Trump when she was a minor and call her a lunatic again. I dare you, you POS. But anyways, to finish my breath, because you have the compulsion of a toddler and you can't let anybody else finish, including your wife or ex-wife or non-existent wife. Honestly, with the mindset that you've set forth on this live, I'd shoot for the latter. All right. Anyways, I'm going to finish what I said. So not only does this include the testimony of Victoria, who you could see pictures of with Trump, okay, who hung out with Ivanka, who was one of Ivanka's personal friends, but also everybody that testified to BuzzFeed. There's a BuzzFeed article in like 2015, I think, where there was like 5 of these teens that would talk about how Donald Trump would walk backstage on them when they were naked, including girls as young as 15. And then when we combine that with a clip where he just talk about how he did this, right? I mean, I think that we have more than enough evidence to believe it to be the case. Now, if your counterclaim is to say that he was talking about women, I actually fail to see any valuable distinction between him unconsensually perving on minors and unconsensually perving on adults. Because the reason that we could just all assume that it was wrong to do to the kids is because kids can't assert consent. So by default, it's going to be wrong. Now, the difference between the children and the adults is that adults can assert consent. However, if they're not asserting consent, then it is unconsensual, just like it would be to kids, right? So are you arguing that he just sexually exploited and unconsensually perved on adult women, but he never sexually exploited and unconsensually perved on children? Is that your position?
Did you watch the whole interview, Dean? Because later on in that same interview, he says that 30 years old is kind of a little too young. Did you hear that part?
Obviously, you haven't heard the clip where he hit on a 10-year-old girl saying that he'd be dating her in 10 years when she's 20. Now, you still haven't responded to what I said. I want you to clarify. You're still not responding to what I'm saying. I'm not going to respond to anything that you say, right, until you respond to what I'm saying, okay? Because now you've repeated that you think this was too adult. So I just want to clarify that your position was that he unconsensually sexually exploited adult women. Is that your position? Yes or no? A yes or no will suffice.
What, that he said that they look good?
That he unconsensually sexually exploited adult women.
What does that mean, Dean? What does that? Give me your basis. What does that mean? What does that mean?
What does that mean? That means taking advantage of or reaping some personal benefit through some sexual action. The sexual action in question here would be him walking into the women's dressing room where there was no men around because it was a women's dressing room, where these women were taking their clothes off, once again, because it was a women's dressing room, to look at them while they're naked. I feel like this is very clear sexual exploitation. I mean, we could frame the same concept in a plethora of ways. Like upskirt photos of like women on the subway, that's going to be sexual exploitation. Why? Because you're attempting to look at their private parts, look at them in the nude or with panties on when they're not consenting to that. That's sexual exploitation. That's going to be the same concept driving why it'd be sexual exploitation from to walk into a women's only space where they're undressed to look at them without clothes on. Another example of this would be like, imagine you're at Kohl's with your girlfriend and she's trying on a dress in a changing room. And then the store manager comes up and pops his head under the door of that change room to look at her while she's in the nude, putting that dress on. Okay, well, he sexually exploited her. He took advantage of the fact that she was in a space where she felt comfortable taking her clothes off to look at her without her clothes on. That's sexual exploitation. So, I mean, if we could agree that upskirt photos and, the Kohl's floor manager peeking his head under the window and looking at your girlfriend while she's trying on to dress is sexual exploitation, what's the relevant distinction between these circumstances and similar circumstances, such as Donald Trump walking into the dressing room of a Miss USA pageant where these adult women don't have any clothes on because they're in a woman's only space?
Dean, he just said the women look beautiful. You're doing way too much. And also in that same interview, he also said 30 is almost pushing it too young.
He just said that the women look beautiful. He said that the women look beautiful while they're naked in a space that they were naked in because they're undressed, as was a woman's only space. You're just defining sexual exploitation. How am I wrong? How am I wrong? How are you not just defining sexual exploitation?
Have you ever said a girl looked beautiful?
I've absolutely never. I've absolutely never walked into a woman's only space where these women felt comfortable taking their clothes off to look at them while they're naked and then said they look beautiful. Absolutely not. Have you?
I've said women look beautiful before, Dean.
Yeah, but did you say that they look beautiful after looking at them while they're in the nude, while they were changing a space where you were supposed to be?
Dean, I've told a friend that a girl looks beautiful naked before. Am I wrong for that? Is that crazy?
In what context?
Oh my God.
Okay.
My gosh, the world's going to end, Dean.
It's like really weird to be talking about that in general, but in what context did you see that woman naked?
I know you've never seen one before, Dean.
In what context did you see that woman naked? Answer my question.
One day you might see one naked, Dean.
In what context did you see that woman naked?
Dean, one day you'll see one.
Why are you not answering my question? In what context did you see that woman naked?
What context do most men see women naked?
You're not answering my question. What context did you see that woman naked?
Right before we did the thing. What do you mean?
Oh, okay. So you're saying that you engage in consensual intercourse with a woman, and then you turned around.
Crazy, right?
Crazy. And then you
That's
turned
so crazy.
And then you turned around to one of your friends and said that she looked, beautiful with no clothes on.
That's so crazy.
I'll say that's pretty weird. Okay, but that's still significantly different than what.
How is that weird?
I don't know. Like for instance, I've always.
How is that weird?
For sure, I'm trying to answer your question. I've just always found it strange when guys have talked about how good their naked girlfriends look to their friends. I don't know. It's something I've never done. It's something that I've always found strange. But regardless, this context is still very significantly different.
You're just
than
a
what Donald
weenie,
Trump
bro.
did, because we just agreed that you were engaging in consensual intercourse with her. Okay. Right? But Donald Trump was not engaging in a consensual action of seeing these women naked because he walked backstage into their dressing rooms when they weren't consenting. Why do I have to explain this to you? I'm so sorry, Rana. I feel like a 5-year-old.
What if they were in a bathing suit? Is that okay to say that they look?
Dude, holy shit. Answer my question. And your account got banned. Your account got banned. Oh my God, Rana. Damn, bro. Your account's gone. Your account's gone. I gotta kick you now because your account's gone. We're gonna move on to the next guest. Everyone, just give us a minute. I guess TikTok just banned him. Everyone, we're just gonna move on to the next guest. We got Tony loading up in. Guys, did I sound crazy there? Did I sound like crazy there at all? Like I'm like losing my mind talking to these people. Like did I sound insane there? No. Like my question is like where are these people coming from? Like seriously, where the fuck are these people coming from? I feel like absolutely everything I just described there is going to be like very commonsensical. Like obviously there's a difference between consensually seeing a woman naked and unconsensually seeing a woman naked.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Whoa, there's a difference, right, Tony? Tony, how old are you?
Yeah. I'm doing good. How are you?
How old are you?
Oh, how old am I?
Yeah.
18.
You're under 18, I could tell. I'm happy that you think that there's a difference between that. I'm happy that you know that, Tony.